Hi, Father Ian Van Heusen here. So we're reflecting upon the first Sunday of Lent. So we just talked about Ash Wednesday. Now we're getting into the first Sunday of Lent where Jesus is drawn out into the desert and he's tempted. There's this sense that the way the church fathers would read it, or the way the saints of old would read it, is that Jesus' temptations are representative of the totality of the temptations that we face. And there's a great wisdom in that sense that when we enter into solitude, when we give time for the Holy Spirit, what emerges is we start to see the disorders of the heart. We start to see those areas in which we're tempted. And then what the Holy Spirit teaches us is how to work against it. So there's this sense that those temptations of Jesus is our temptations. Now, of course, we have to be a little careful in the doctrine here. Jesus is not tempted because his human nature is faulty. He doesn't feel the effects of original sin. But there's this sense that he willfully allows himself to be tempted by the enemy so that he can be the icon, the image of what we are called to do. We are called to enter into the desert, to allow ourselves to undergo that purgation, to allow the disorders of the heart, the areas of our weakness. And so something to consider for today's and this week's spiritual exercise is that do an examination of conscience. Try to discover the patterns of where you're tempted, where things go a little bit awry, and try to see those patterns and try to work against them. And not just wait into those moments when you're actually tempted, but rather be proactive. Start to look at your temptations, because what's going to happen is you're not going to come to spiritual freedom until you discover the roots of your temptations, till you discover the roots of what plagues the human heart, and allow the Holy Spirit to undo those knots of sin.